Well, good evening. Welcome back to VP4TV. We are here for a match in the round three of the 2023 Virtual 10 Ball World Championship. Let me just find out what Jose wants. Match between Interchangex and Rabih, which is due to start at 7:30, so that's 30 odd minutes' time. But we're going to watch some of the 9-ball Scotch doubles. Just give me a minute. So hopefully you can hear me. I don't know whether I was muted there or not, but I'm going to mute again because I'm about to sneeze. That's better. Well, I'm assuming Slim was in the lobby. I never looked to see. Well, yeah, he's in the chat. So that's already 2.5 minutes gone. That's not how you spell room. So I hope he's not having problems. Well, here he is. He's in at last. So we've got no handicap as I thought it would be. One Pocket Slim is going to lag off on the right. And Wit on the left-hand side. And it looks as if Slim's going to just win it. So off we go. See how well that goes down. I knew that would happen. So the brake was dry. And well, I'm not really sure whether Wit tried the bank there or not. I think he did try the bank. He just didn't give it the legs, or it would have been in, but he would have left his partner hooked. But as it is, Brainflout's got the job of trying to hit this yellow. Now there is a line off the sort of middle diamond and the short rail up top with a bit of left English to get to the long rail just above the 6 ball to get to the one that way, but that's judging the spin. This is a more, well, tight way of doing it. I don't know whether the middle pocket's in the way. Well, clearly, whatever line Brainflout saw there, it was nothing like the line he needed to try and get to that one. So Larry with ball in hand again, just in case there happens to be any viewers out there watching this. Scottish doubles is a team of 2, and each player plays a shot alternately, so you have to get the cue ball good for your partner. Welcome to Mark. So after finding out I wasn't needed yesterday, I was getting a phone call today. The phone call came through, asked me if I had any dietary things that I needed. I was told that I have to go in tomorrow for 9:30, probably in a blizzard, according to the forecast. And so I then phoned the automated line after 5 p.m. tonight, and that says if you had a phone call today, you've been requested as a juror and you should turn up, blah, 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 blah. If you didn't get a phone call this afternoon, you don't need to come in. So that's me for the rest of the week now, probably. Oh God. So, well, all I'm hoping for now is it's a juicy one. I hope it's worth getting into. Oh no, that would be the High Court. That would be the High Court in Glasgow or Edinburgh. That wouldn't be in the local town. That'd be for the most serious crimes. The High Court in Edinburgh would probably be it. So we're going to watch as much of this match as we can, because first of all, Interchangex is still to show up. Rabih was here, but he's gone. So we're just relying on both players showing up for this. There's no reason why they shouldn't. And this match probably won't be done unless it's going to be a quick run to 7. Well, I'm not that. The trouble is, I'm not that interested. The most interest I've taken in anything in the court was watching some of the old repeats of Crown Court on, what do you call that, Channel 82. Sometimes I usually switch that on when I get home in the afternoon, and Crown Court's on about 2 o'clock or 2:30 in the afternoon, I think it is. And maybe watch an episode of that, and it's over maybe a couple of days. Well, good pot in the 1, and not bad in the 2 either. Now this needs to be stunned in and get that cue ball over to the left side, but with an angle. You don't want to be just rolling this 3 ball up the rail with no angle at all, because you want to try and get this cue ball out into the middle of the table. But whatever way you go, you've got to have an angle, and that's very slight. And you've got to punch this in to get the cue ball out there, and try and open up the angle in the 4 and make it easier. And that's not really opened it out a great deal. But Larry should be able to get across. I don't know whether he's going to try risk potting this with a wee tiny bit of right. And I think he might have done that. And that's pretty good as well. Welcome back to Coldest Pillow. Well, I've been streaming. I think my restream stats tell me I'm up to 20 weeks in a row now where I've had a live stream of one kind or another. 20 weeks in a row. Watch the cue ball. Oh, it's maybe behind the point. No, it's not. Well, not a lot to do here for Witt. He just needs to roll this in. Just roll it in nice and gentle. And then 9 ball into the side. Well, that wasn't exactly gentle, and that was nowhere near where he wanted the cue ball to go. I'm pretty certain he wanted to get it down into the middle of the table for Larry to play it up top left, but he's left it 2 foot short. And now Larry's got a bank, which he's nailed. The cue ball's good. And we're 1 apiece. Six ball on the side. 1 ball in play, 2 ball way up table. But a nice angle in the one. The only danger, of course, is sticking it over the left side and dropping it behind the 3 ball. But he's got the bump in the 3 and everything's looking good. So you'd expect the run out here. I mean, Larry will get this into the middle of the table. I don't know. I presume Larry wants to bring it back so that he's rolling this into the side. It might be too much of an angle to hold the cue ball though. And it is, so priority here is to pot the 4, but make sure you're missing the 5. And it needs to run. And that'll do it. Again, it's a question of whether Larry wants to drop this in. And either way he plays this, he's still going to leave Witt a good distance from the 8 ball unless he tries to manoeuvre the cue ball. He could go across the table twice like this. It needs to just keep going. Now again, the only danger is scratching in the right side pocket, the left side pocket, because really what you want to do is just get up the top half so Larry can drop it into the side. So the danger's a scratch, but you can check the cue ball up to take that well out of the equation. A bit of left English in the cue ball, and he not only missed the 8, he almost scratched as well. So 8 ball's not sitting too good though. Bit of pressure and brain pull out, but it's a chance that him and his partner weren't expecting. That's well done. So that's a rack escape there for Larry and Witt. This doesn't look difficult from this side. Oh no, this is a dawdle. This is just a little feather. Well, how much is that mistake from Witt going to cost them? No joy with a shot, but a good chance to get this cue ball away and take the risk of spinning it up the table. Try and cut that 1 ball back as if you were trying to cut it slightly towards the 7 but send it onto the bottom rail. Well, he's just cut that square and he hasn't got the cue ball in the right line because he was trying to get over by the 6, 8 and 9. So Larry and Witt have a chance to redeem themselves, but when you look at where the 7 ball is and where the 8 ball is, and once the 6 ball goes out the way, you can get to the 8 on this side. So nothing needs to be bumped. The only thing that might end up getting bumping is the 9 ball, because if you finish dead straight in the rail, that's going to be no good. You can only come back and go forward. So the most important thing here that Larry does is leave any sort of angle on this 7. Anything will do. At least gives his partner the chance to get that cue ball on the left hand side. I think he might have just stuck him straight. Yep, that's no good. That is not much good at all. I mean, he could stun it in. I don't know whether you can get enough out of this though with a bit of right English to try and smash it in and get it to hit the rail and spin across. I'm not sure. It's one of them where if you had a shot at it to test it out and see if your idea would work, because it's hard to say whether it would or not, I think. Well, he stunned it hard and he's got it there. And he avoided it without the rail. So the big stun did work and that angle's perfect. Just ducked through. So Whit and Larry have redeemed themselves. 2-all. Two and four follow each other in. Shot in the one. And well, I think if you just hit this with a reasonable pace, you can just bring the cue ball back out for the 3. You don't want to hit this too hard where you start interfering with the 7 and 8. So that's well done. You see where the cue ball was running there. Well, this is a dink back. And again, you can pinch an angle on this 3 slightly so that you're not drawing it into the side pocket. And that will do it. So the mistake that Whit made could well be redeemed by 2 in a row here. And again, there's nothing difficult. The only thing you don't want to do is the other thing about playing this 7 ball where you're having to hit the 8 ball. Already logged in where? In VP4. This is no good. Is that going to hold up? No. And that's a good chance gone there. And Larry left his partner in the middle of no man's land there. So now the shoe's in the other foot. What should have been 2 in a row. It's now going to allow Brainful Out and Slim to get back into the lead here. Pretty straight. So we're about 9 minutes away from this round 3 match. Well, no Interchangex at the moment. He generally does show up at the last minute if he's going to show at all. I don't know whether Rabih's come back into the lobby because he was there. He came in and a look around and then he disappeared. He's in a room, so I presume he's either getting practice on his own or he's playing something else. I always remember that one tournament Interchangex never showed. So if somebody's done it once, there's always a chance they'll do it again. Meanwhile, Slim has hung the one, and Larry's left with the task of trying to kick this one in. He's going to have to, if he's going up and down, he's going to have to put a bit of English on it past that 7. I don't think he likes that. Yeah, this is tricky to judge. You're trying, if you go up and down, you've got to go past that. Yeah, tried a little spin, but the spin like that is always going to follow. The line that he was contemplating was going up there, but you need the left-hand English to kick the cue ball. If you don't judge it right, you go to the rail too soon. And he didn't fancy it. But I think the kick up and down, although it was difficult to execute it and judge it, it probably was a better line for maybe not following the ball in if you just play it at a decent pace. But you never know. I mean, the same thing could have happened. He could have followed it in. Right, so now it's a run up and down the table. And that's checked up. And as long as it kills in the rail, that'll do. So we're giving that rack to Brain Pull Out and Slim. I'm going to do a quick tab. And what I'll also do is I'll tab to the lobby and see that there is no Interchangex there yet. Definitely none. Interchangex has arrived in the lobby, which is good. So we do have a match on, and we're about 4 minutes away from it. So ball in hand for Slim, and he's going for the long 1-9 combo. Just got to hit that sort of joint between the rail and the ball. That's well done. That takes care of business there. All right, I'm going to do one more tab. Well, Steve did say he was going to be here, but he's not there yet. What time is it now? About 2 minutes to go. Right, well, I'm going to have to leave these guys to it to finish this off. We're going to get out and get ready, and I'll be back in a minute.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Well, still no sign of Steve. He's going to have to show up at the last minute again. So, Interchangex in a room. Where's Rabih? He's in the chat, so he's ready to go as soon as this room goes up. Do one more tab. Still no sign. I wonder if he's forgotten about it. Well, it's now 7:30, so it's now any second now the room will go up. And it is up, so we'll get in. And one more final tab. Just a wee minute, Steve, hang on a sec.
Oh boy, we've got the porn music going. That's supposed to be on those other channels, those hot tub channels.
Hang on a minute. To get my little intro thing working, if I can find it, hold on.
This is VP4TV. Tonight is a round 3 match between Interchangex and Rabih. It's a race to 17. Please welcome 9 Balticom and Savannah Slim as your commentators. Click the like button and subscribe.
There we go.
Well, you're getting pretty fancy.
So, yeah, there's the text-to-speech written in it as well. So from now on, Rabih's name is Rabih, because that's how text-to-speech decides his name is.
You don't need to do something with your voice mod, because it sounds like you're a rock star in a bathroom.
Let me check. That should be just in a normal voice.
I don't think so. It's not to me.
Oh, hang on, wait a minute. I don't know what one I'm on, as a matter of fact. But let me just change it to this.
That's better.
That should be better, yeah.
Now you just sound like a Scotsman.
Welcome to Bedhead.
Well, I'm looking forward to this match. Interchangex is one of my favorite guys to watch because I like, his thought train. I like how he tries to move the cue ball. Not that he never makes decision mistakes and patterns, but I think he's an interesting guy to watch. He's had a lot of trouble with execution sometimes. So, we'll see how it goes for him. I haven't watched Rabih play a lot. He's got a pretty high rating, so I'm assuming he plays pretty good.
Or he's been playing quite a bit of 10 ball recently.
Well, that 3 to 4 was good. I mean, so far this pattern in this rack looks good. So I'm hoping. Now, Bedhead is saying 17.5 Interchangex, which is that's a pretty big discrepancy there.
Well, I mean, I couldn't make a judgment on that at all until I've seen Rabih for 2 or 3 racks. But here's the first test.
If this is me, unless I really like the bank, I'm playing safe.
Yeah, you just stole the
cue
cue ball.
The cue ball on the 10. I mean, you just have to roll forward here, and this is trivial to lock him on that 10 ball.
Well,
now, guys, you don't have to be a rocket scientist or a computer programmer to see this safety. And this is about as basic as it gets.
Yep, just a quick kill shot.
He could shoot this. I mean, it does go in the side pocket.
Yeah, but I think common sense should prevail here. Get him nailed.
Well, it's a little tricky with the 9. It's a little trick. Without the 9 ball, I'd shoot this for sure. With the 9 ball there, can you get on the 8? Yeah. But it's a little bit tricky. The safety is guaranteed. And he tries to shoot it, and that's the kind of stuff that I don't like to see. I want to see players play, smart. That really wasn't that smart shooting at that.
Yeah, well,
even if he made it, he's got to avoid the 9 ball.
Yeah, he's left it awkward though. I mean, I don't know that Interchangex is going to turn this down.
The thing was, if he was trying to hit it with inside and come above the 9, and the problem with that is now you've left it high on the 8, and guess what? It's going to be difficult to get on that 9 ball with a 10 there. So the whole sequence was going to be difficult shooting them.
Well, he just didn't quite judge the pace there. He was maybe 3-4 inches too much.
It was the right idea. I mean, it was a right shot to shoot. He didn't execute it well. Unfortunately, when you play, you got to do both, the right shot and execute well. And it's a mistake either way if you missing balls or playing bad safes. But
well, it goes past the 10 into this bottom left corner, and it goes past the 10 into the bottom right. So it looks as if he's going to try and just nick. Now, the thing is, if he overhits this, he might have to make that decision.
Yeah, I would stay below
the angle the angle he's got.
That's what he's doing. That's what I would have done, and that's a good shot there.
Big check in the cue ball to bring it back into line. That was well done. There's not a Sean Connery voice.
Well, Martin, look, he already looks like Sean Connery, so you can't have everything. So he doesn't have the voice.
Yeah, I'm going to have to shave myself tomorrow before I go to this thing because I look like Santa Claus at the moment. So Rabih now breaking and rack number 2, 1-0 up.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised Bedhead said 17-5. That seems, Rabih seems better than that.
Yeah, Bedhead will revise his prediction.
Well, I mean, he's got a ball down. He's got a shot. It's kind of tight here. These kind of shots, I mean, he's only got about 2/3 the pocket. This is not a gimme. Especially cutting it, and really needs to draw it off the rail. And that's
blind pocket cut like that with half a pocket is not easy.
No, it's really easy to do what he just did. Where's Chimpy? See, I just said it wasn't an easy shot. Where's Chimpy when I need him?
Well, Mark will know he's either in a tournament or he's away getting his dinner or whatever, or the two of them are playing golf.
Well, he can shoot at this. It's nice having a 7-ball there to protect the scratch. If he really wants to play position on that 4-7, he's either going to have to dink it or come down off the end rail and back up, go between the 4 and 6.
Yeah, all about
He
avoiding
could just
traffic.
shoot this natural and let it run into the 7, although there's no guarantee you're going to get the shot you want on the 4 they're doing that. I prefer to get above it. He's just going to play safe. And I like that
That's a
decision,
good
and that's
shot.
a nice play. Now, he didn't get behind the 4, but, you know, he got the 3-ball speed. So is this a difficult hit? No, but, you know, you can't just blast it like Stubb would a 9-ball. So, you know, you really got to try to play safe here. And this is a little tricky to play safe on.
Well, this wouldn't be good to roll up to the back of it soft, because the chances are you might be leaving an option for your opponent just to skim away off it and
the
bury you
trouble with
again.
that shot is you can do a lot of things from here. So, you know, that the problem with leaving the cue ball close to the object ball is you give the player too many options. So he's trying to decide whether he wants to go up table or whether he wants to just do the dink behind the 8 or what he's going to do.
Well, that looks like the simplest option.
That's the one I like. I mean, you know, this shot, if you got your mouse right and stuff and you got the speed right, it's not hard. I mean, that shot in real life's really easy. Whether or not I could shoot in VP the way my mouse is set, I don't know. So I would try to kick this with speed and hit it on the close side so the 3-ball goes up table. You can roll up on this one, but I don't like it in this situation. I think, well, he missed the ball. He was on the inside of it. I think that kind of shot, you know, the 3 goes the other long rail and then down back like where the 5-10 are, it could have been pretty good.
Well, the thing is, he's going to be playing a combo in that 8 if he wants to get started.
Yeah, but it's an easy combo with ball in hand, and the 3-ball is going to go over towards the other corner pocket, so he's going to have a shot. You know, you got to hit this hard enough to make sure you get the 3-ball moving. Now he's looking at doing something else.
Well,
I think he's looking at playing safe here.
I was thinking I thought for a minute he was going to play the 3-7. Yeah, that's what Rabih will be doing.
Unfortunately, that was not a good safety. I would have shot the combo in that situation. You know, that safety he tried was a little bit sketchy. I mean, it wasn't guaranteed you're going to get on a 9-ball. Obviously, he didn't.
5 balls fine, so that's just gone dead.
That's no good. Let's see what he decides to play here. If he's going to play the hook on 8, you know, he's going to expose the 3. I don't like doing that. I would thin the 3 and bring the cue ball up towards the 8 and use the 4-9 for cover. Then the right side of the 3 with a little bit of inside English. That's not really a very good play there. So you're giving up a bank, a safe, whatever Interchangex wants to do from here. I think the bank on this table is a little bit tight when the way it comes off these rails.
Is he just rolling this up to the?
No, you take this across and bring the cue ball at the 5 if you can. Just like what he did. That was a good play. Now he didn't get that safe, but that was the right idea. He just needed to hit that harder. Get the 3-ball to go back across. You may not get wins, but I'll give you credit for good ideas. Well, Paul says Rabih has improved a lot. Well, I'm always glad to see people improve. I believe everybody can improve.
Well, this is dead weight. Just to let the cue ball run out, you've got the 5 ball there that goes.
You got to overcut this a little when you hit it easy. It's real easy to hit this into the end rail trying to roll it. Just like that.
Well, that was definitely into the end rail.
And that wasn't, he didn't even hit it that easy. So let's see what Interchangex decides to do. The safety's a little tricky here, but you can do it.
Yeah.
No, just like that. So
has that come out?
He may have been practicing his safeties, but that was a nice shot. So
just got the cover.
Yeah, he ran into 10. If he would have ran into the 5, he really would have had him. But this is not an easy kick. Oh, he's going to shoot a Massey shot. Oh, this is interesting. And that's not gonna work. He's giving up the table here. So on this shot, you want to make sure the 4 ball hits the left side of the 6, so it just hits there. You're going to roll this into the left side of the 6 ball.
That keeps the 4 ball handy.
Yeah.
Well, that's went
he didn't,
right
but
side,
it's still okay. Yeah. He hit it slow enough. He's okay.
Is he going to drop this in dead weight, or does he have to run up and down the table? He's checking
I'd
up.
do it. I'd kill shot. I'd hit it with bottom left and kill it. Well, this is interesting here.
Yeah, I don't. Obviously, if he comes out of there, he's coming down the table. But going back up the table, he's got to watch the pace. Yeah, back up the table. This looks good. Yeah,
that was really well done there. Yeah. Very good speed.
Because that was the problem with that. Everything. More legs than that, he's in trouble behind the 9. So he's judged it well.
He's perfect. All he's got to do is make this with a hand of right English just to hold the cue ball a little, and he's perfect on a 9.
And he's perfect in the 9.
So, yeah, Interchangex, I think, could be one of the best players in here.
Oh, you don't want to do that, though. Well, again, always risky.
Yeah.
Anything can end up happening. You can be stuck right on top of it.
Well, he struggles to make his game go, but he's got a really good feel for the table, the balls, what they're going to do.
Well, that's 15 minutes gone, and that's 2 racks.
Yeah, they're not going particularly fast, but, a lot of safeties are being played. That looks like InterchangeX's strategy. That break was dry, I believe. Yep.
Oh.
So he broke him head on. I mean, I think, looking how Wanwa broke and looking how
was it Fast Eddie
broke.
He was doing a slight cut break.
And Wanwa was actually kind of doing a slight cut too, with a bunch of English.
Yeah, he'd talk right English on it all the time.
So this is kind of a bellwether rack here. It's not a connect the dots, but it's certainly no big trouble in it.
Oh,
and the bell is already tolling there.
That was so badly judged, that.
Well, that's about how I shoot combos.
Oh, that was terrible.
So he's going to hit this a little left English. Got to get it by the 8. You want to go between the rail and the 8. And he's off and running. He's gotten a little funny here. He's going to have to back this up because you got to get on the other side of that 3 ball. It's not going down in the corner 9 there. You might be able to force it over, but you got to blast it to do that. I mean, that's what he tried to do.
That was always in the cards with an object ball in the way. It's always dangerous. You're going to run head on into it.
And he's going to play the bank here, which is, this is a good shot to shoot it. Hit it with a teeny bit of left English, which is what he's doing. And maybe he didn't need the left English. That held it up too much.
Well, Rabih, you know what you do here. I mean, this couldn't be any easier.
Well, I'm running out from here. I'm shooting that 3 ball.
Oh, I'd be nailing him behind the 8.
No, because the 8's going to hold it. I wouldn't play safe here.
Well, he's going to be bumping the 8 here, so you don't know what can happen. This 7 could end up on top of the 9.
It could. I mean, I think you don't want to hit this real hard.
Well,
like that.
The 7's now dead in the rail. You know, that's the danger with that shot.
The 7's dead on the rail, and, you know, yeah, hitting at that speed was no good. He needed to hit that easier. I mean, the safety was always there. And,
well, I thought he could cut that in. I never went round to look at it, but he certainly needed it a lot thinner than that. So now there's a bit of ducking and diving going on. Well, he's not even got it to a rail. That's a big fail.
Well, you know, that's the kind of thing. Those touch shots, that's exactly what they are, is touch shots. You know, they're going to challenge you on your ball speed.
Well, of course, the test for Rabih now is whether he thinks it's worthwhile trying anything here or just ducking. I mean,
well,
the balls are not sitting great. That's
I will say this: the best kind of duck in this situation, if you think the 7's a real problem, the best kind of duck is one where you play safe and move the 7 at the same time. That's what I would look to do. I would look, is there a way that I can play safe and move the 7 ball? Which typically means hit the low ball into the 7 ball and then put the cue ball behind another ball.
Well,
he may take a whack here, which would be a bad idea. Didn't. So, yeah, this is tough. I mean, can you get a piece of the 7 from here and get on the 6? Yeah, but
he's a bit straight in this. I mean, he can use the angle.
I'd be thinking, how can I get on the 6 and move the 7? Probably up table. And if that doesn't work, then how can I
That's gone
play
south.
safe?
Bye.
Yeah. So now he gives Interchangex a nice little shot here. So he's got to come into the bottom side of the 7. Now he's going to play. I would have moved that. That thing is really close to the rail.
I think bumping it, you've got to consider yourself unlucky if you didn't have a shot into any of the pockets. Yeah. This has got to be. See, this has got to hold the line, and it's widening and widening.
The way to bump that to guarantee a shot is putting left English. So when it comes into the 7 ball, the cue ball wants to spin back away from it and separate. If you put right English on that, then, you know, the cue ball wants to run into it and run out and away. So the way to shoot that would have been with left English, and that's how you get the cue ball to stay near the rail. And look at this. Wow.
I don't know why he was so tentative with that shot, because the cue ball wasn't really going anywhere. He's always got the shot in the 9, and that's a big fail by Rabih. Stuff like that, that's just careless stuff. That, you know, you're just giving racks away doing that.
Yeah. That's, that hurts.
Right, what was the outcome, Brainful Out? I had to leave it to start this up. Are you going to tell me the score, or am I going to have to tab out to the lobby? What have we got here? Oh, Whit and Larry have done it. Oh, final rack decided it went. Well, it couldn't be any. I think last week was the same, wasn't it? Last week was 7-6 as well. Unfortunately, not to me and Slim last week.
This shot's a little tricky coming up with a shot on the 1 ball. Let's see what he decides to do here. Yeah, and he didn't come up with a shot.
Well, that shot that Rabih played on that, I mean, that was just a really, really nervy shot. I mean, again, looking at the bigger picture, the 9 ball sitting wide open on that rail or off the rail, there was no problem whatsoever in potting the ball. And he really sort of choked. That's a choker, that shot.
So that was a minimal safety, but it is a safety. I'd be looking at kicking the 1 ball up table at a speed that I could get it maybe behind the 7-8. I wouldn't hit this particularly hard. I'd really be aiming for the trying to get off the other long rail and back to the end rail. Something like that. Hit a little too hard. Little full and a little hard, but that was the right idea.
Now, Stubb would be banking this, I think, or cutting it and trying to get round behind the 7 and 8.
Oh yeah, it's a natural path.
Larry would be the same. He'd be all over this.
You don't have to do anything with this cue ball. This is just get the speed right.
I mean, it's a good bank. Cue ball's sort of going in the right direction, and the cut. Now he has to hope he gets lucky, and I don't think he is he?
He didn't get the speed right.
No.
So that shot was all speed. The cue ball was going to do naturally what you want it to, but you had to get the speed right. You could come up short, but you couldn't go long.
By the way, Steve, we were just looking at my stats on Restream. I have been streaming matches, whether it be this tournament, the last one, or the one before, for 20 weeks solid. That is my streaming streak. 20 weeks. How many weeks in a year?
You.
That's 52. So it's like 6 months worth of streaming coming up.
Good.
And good knows I don't know how many 100 hours. Right, what's he doing here? Looking for a line. I think. Yeah, he's tried it with English. It was very difficult to judge that.
That was a tough kick. I mean, the two railer, the side pocket was there. That was not an easy kick. And he did it to himself.
Right, so 3 on to 4. You don't want to be stuck to the rail.
You got to think about the angle you want.
Now that's
the angle you want. That's perfect.
No, that isn't.
That's still perfect.
No,
I mean, this is just a little spin shot.
It's one of these VP4 no man's land shots that catch them out all the time.
Well, I mean, but you wanted to be on that side of the line. He went a little far. Well, he hit that too hard.
Oh, this is perfect. It's going to be straight, though.
I would have played it more delicate on the other side of the ball.
Well, now what do you do, Steve? Take your medicine and play the bank. Come around the other side of the 8. Just drop the cue ball through to sort of there.
I'd still play the 7 in the corner.
He's just getting to the donut.
I wouldn't bank it, but, I mean... And in VP, this bank's a lot easier in real life, I can tell you that.
Welcome back to Semi-Pro. Yeah, everybody hit the like button, whether you like it or not. If you're on YouTube, and if you're watching it on Twitch, tab up YouTube and hit the like button. It's not a lot to ask.
He tried to cut the ball and did not do a good job of it. You think that's a picture of Rabih there?
What does that say, boss?
Yeah.
Oh, there's Rob there as well. Green to Rob. Wit says, do you still get free VP4 subscriptions for all your game promo streaming? Well, Steve bought me my last one for 3 years, which was much appreciated. I don't know why he doesn't do a lifetime one, because I would pay £100 for a lifetime one.
That's an idea.
Because a lot of, it obviously doesn't guarantee you regular income, but it guarantees you a lump sum payment. So it's been a slow go, this match. And after 25 minutes, we've played 4 racks. Now, I didn't hear anything drop there, did you? I don't think anything went.
Yeah, something went, I guess. It looks like the 3 ball.
Ah, yeah. Something did go.
Well, right. This rack's pretty good. I mean, 5 to the 6 is probably the biggest issue, and that's not a big deal the way things are sitting.
Well, do you want to come off this 5 ball clean to come into the table and play the combo, or do you even maybe fall short and play a billiard? But then again, you're not really in control of the 6 ball doing that.
I would play the combo every time here. This is just what he's doing. Dink it. Play the combo. 6 ball sits right there.
He could have done with been there for comfort's sake, just to get you a better eye line on this.
God,
But again,
even I couldn't.
he
I
shouldn't
couldn't
be
miss
missing
this
this.
combo. Even I couldn't miss that one. Come on.
Yeah, I would go 50-50 in that, Steve.
Might be 50-50 in real life. Combos are not my strong suit.
Well, that's what they say about all. I can guarantee. You try to tell me there's none of the Saudi Arabian sheikhs with all the millions of oil dollars they've got. They don't have a bar. Come on, you're kidding me on.
Yeah, it has. I'll send it to you in heaven or in hell. What do you guys think? Is Stubb going to heaven or hell?
Well, if he does, he's going to be taking a few along with him. He won't be the only one. There's a few in this stream that he'll take with him. I can tell you that.
Well,
but Stubb will be first in the door. Oh, well. Now, do you duck here or do you take on? I mean, this isn't a dead set bank anywhere. Or do you just try and nip up the table and get a bit of cover?
I'd probably duck here. Problem with banking it is the problem with this shot is, you got to figure you're going to shoot the 2-ball down the corner or the 1-ball down the corner. You don't want to hit this real hard.
Well, the 2-ball's been called, and that's a missed call. Where's the cue ball going?
Watch out!
Oh dear.
Yeah. So, basically that's a complete disaster. You're basically giving the game away. I mean, Interchangex is a good enough player. I think running out here. Although he already got a little funny. See, he wants to go down below this 8-ball because he came down a little too far. He wants to go below the 8-ball because if you're above it, then you got to deal with the 10-ball. Not that you can't. You can draw into the corner. Yeah, see, I like that shot because that's where you want to be because now you can just slide over. It's just a little stun draw shot. Yeah, I think of any player on VP, Interchangex plays way below his potential compared to most of them. I think everybody can get better, but especially this guy.
He wants to be rolling that 9-ball in, that's all I'm saying.
The way he moves the cue ball, and the way he thinks is just really good.
Now this is
English.
A wee bit fiddly because that 10-ball is nailed to the rail.
Little left English and just let it kind of go. Just like that. Overhit it.
He's right on top of it. So it's no goal.
See, if I'm shooting that shot, that's what's in my mind because the English picks up speed off the rail. So I'm going to make sure that I don't hit it too hard because it's real easy to do what he just did. Well, how do I know that? Because I've done it a bunch of times.
Yeah, but he didn't make sure he was straight on the 9. He wanted to get as straight as he could be in that 9, and he had loads of room to maneuver.
He did not get it good on the 9. So I'm probably taking this up table. He's gonna call it. Which in these big pockets, I will say this: the distance of it off the rail is nice. The biggest problem is you got to hit it with English, and that makes the shot a lot harder. And that's a sellout. See, I don't like shooting it when you have to hit it with English because it's just hard to get the line. But yeah, I mean that's the kind of thing that Interchangex does. That's part of his player maturity. He needs to get to the point where he doesn't leave himself that angle on the 9. And if he does happen to, that he recognizes that he needs to hit this with English and delicately.
Well, Interchangex is having a break now. Does he mean wife and the kid? All right, he's going to have to sort out a battle here. So he is.
How many minutes? Well, yeah, 5. I mean, it's like It's like,
Well,
how long does it take to calm down screaming kids and a hysterical woman? I mean, who knows? I guess he's a is he a psychologist or psychiatrist? Which one is he?
I don't know. Well, if he's got a wife and like 5 kids screaming at one another, he's probably a psychiatrist. Right,
Yeah,
let's have some elevator music.
Yeah, Paul. Well, obviously you're still young because 5 minutes isn't long enough for us older guys.
Right, that gives me the opportunity to mess about here, doesn't it? Just to annoy Steve.
Yeah, I pretty much hate elevator music. There's only one thing you can play worse than that, and that's the German Oompa stuff.
Yeah, I don't
with
have
the
any of that.
accordion. That's
I don't have any of that. I did have a Chinese for my dinner today.
I mean, I'll say something politically incorrect or a question. Does it take longer than 5 minutes to beat your wife and kids?
No, a quick slap round the back of the head, give them all a kick up the arse, tell them to shut up, you're busy, and that should be it dealt with. There you go.
Yeah, that makes you want to stay in the office and play the match from the office.
Yeah.
I mean, he's probably home because this is MLK Day. Because I think, isn't he on the West Coast?
I haven't the foggiest idea where he is.
Well, this is MLK Day, so a lot of people aren't working today.
I don't even know what MLK Day is.
Martin Luther King Day.
Oh, all right, yeah.
What we've got here is failure to communicate. Some men you just can't reach.
The trouble with Scotland is that it's full of Scots.
Couldn't be a truer statement than that.
Patrick McGowan, he's a good actor, so he was. I think he was he must have been in about 4 episodes of Columbo.
Well, I tell you, haven't the English wanted Scotland forever?
Well, they've got us in their back pocket. They've had that for 600 odd years.
Yeah, aren't the Scots the only place that hasn't been conquered there? I mean, the Romans didn't conquer Scotland.
Oh no, they built. Listen, the Romans get the shit kicked out of them. They built a wall on the border of Scotland and England to keep us out.
What's worse than having to fight a bunch of Scots? Yeah. Having to fight a bunch of pagan Scots.
Yeah, well, they got as far as the north of England decided it was a no-go. The weather was crap, so they built a wall to make sure we didn't get down there. Hadrian's Wall. Right, things are calmer now. Are you ready? Rabbi's probably in the bathroom now. There you go. So he's going to take... See, this is what happens. One says, can I get 5 minutes? And the other one thinks, right, fine. Away he goes. Yeah, and now Interchangex is back and Rabbi's
It's fine. You've gotten your chance to annoy us all, and
Right, here we go.
I'm going to probably have to cancel my 5 o'clock meeting the way this is going now. Which is fine. I don't care.
Right, so we are 3 apiece here. Right, and now the less chat in the room, the more action we get here. I don't want to drop the hint, but let's get on with it, guys.
I have been there too. Well, they're both married. That's all it takes is one married guy to understand the other one. So the way he is breaking, he tried to pop that and make the cue ball squat, which he did, but look at the balls.
Yeah.
He's going to have to come up with another way of breaking because this isn't working. I like that little slight cut break that Fast Eddie was doing from the near the rail. That was working good. And Wanwa's break, that was bizarre, but it seemed to work.
I've not seen. I haven't even looked at InterchangeX's picture yet. Well, this hasn't got the legs, this cue ball. This cue ball's 3 foot short of where it should have been.
Okay, now, the question is, what are you going to do here? One thing you could do is just slide off that 1 and go behind the 10.
Yeah.
I think that's the simplest shot here.
And I think you can even use the 5, even if you brush the 5 with the 1.
You're going to hit the 5, for sure.
Yeah. Oh, he hasn't got it, has he? Oh, he's just got it.
Yeah, well, he's left a pretty easy kick. Now, this is the kind of kick that you can potentially draw this back behind the 5. Well, he's going to try to make it. Which, you know, the 2-4 goes. I mean, it's doable. Wow, he missed the whole ball.
Uh-oh.
And he scratched.
Well, here we go. Little combo. So must get the angle off this 2-ball.
Well, he's got to play the 1 ball first.
Where's the 1 ball? I didn't even realise the 1 ball was still on the table.
Yeah.
Oh, it is, yeah.
So he just needs to get pretty straight on this, you know, so he can shoot some little soft draw shot off the 2 and then come back for the 3. And that was actually a pretty smart shot there.
That gets it out of any mischief,
Yeah.
that 3-ball.
That was good thinking there. He's just making it easy to get on the 3. So he doesn't have the angle as good on the 2, but as long as you hit this real straight, the 2's going to sit there. So you're trying to hit this with draw and right English. And that was perfect. That's exactly how you want to hit it. He made it look easy. That shot was a little harder to look because you had to hit that 4-ball real straight to get the 2 to sit. I mean, you would have made the 4 no matter what, but getting the 2 to sit was the key. So he'll hit this with a little bit of inside and check it. Just like that. And he's got a nice angle to go up table. This is just natural. I would run this to the end rail. You're going between the 9 and 8.
9 and 8, yeah.
This is just a nice natural, you know, he's going to use a little English to make it run. And that's beautifully done. Yeah, he's got the right idea about how to play pool. He's just got to. If he keeps playing VP, I predict that he becomes one of the guys to beat in these tournaments. I don't know how much he gets to play. I mean, he works. He's got a wife. He's got kids.
What does that say?
Get away with life.
Guaranteed, is it? Is that what it says in his name?
Yeah.
Oh, he's
I guarantee.
What the hell's wrong with that guy's face? Has he been beaten up or what? Let me have a look.
He's just old. Yeah, that's a nice shot there. See how he decided to just twist that one out and go to the long rail, completely avoiding the 9. That's the right way to play that shot. You know, it's that's why I like watching him play, because he does stuff like that most other players wouldn't have spun it like that.
Oh, so that guy's a bit of a celebrity, is he? I thought everybody decided that was InterchangeX's own picture. Oh, Justin Wilson, never heard of him.
Well, you probably never eaten any Cajun food either.
I've had, what do you call it, jambalaya, I've had that. Probably not what you would describe as authentic jambalaya, which I wouldn't turn my nose up at.
Yeah.
Oh, he got that to stop in a spot.
Yeah, Rabih did the park it, and that one did come apart well, and he made a ball, and he's got a shot, and you know, I mean, that's
Well, if Rabih's going to live up to his 2,124 rating here, then this table's getting run out.
Yeah, I mean, I think somebody mentioned he's not playing his normal game, so we'll see if he can get rolling. You know, that's one good thing about a long match is you got time. You play short matches, you've got no time. It's like, you know, it's either now or never. He's only down 1 game, and you know, maybe hasn't played his best. That's not really how you want to put this, right? That you know, this is not really where you want to leave the cue ball.
I've got an awful feeling that after an hour and 10 minutes and just 7 racks of pool, that we're going to be here for the duration. I think
we could be.
This is going to be a long night. That needs to keep running, because that is.
I think the idea how to play it was really good. You know, he just came up short on it. Didn't get it juiced up enough. But this isn't a hard shot. All you have to do is make the ball with a little inside.
That was well
just
done.
Like that. So The 6 will go, but it's tight.
No,
He
he's
may
going
just choose
he's
to
going to
float
bail out
over
up
and hit it
top.
up table.
Well, this is where he's got to be
That's
careful.
what I'd be doing.
The 6 is...
Well, especially because the 7's blocking the other corner, so if you overroll it...
Doesn't want to go inside that 6 ball too much.
I'd actually probably play for the 6 in the side, and then if I overroll it, I got it in the corner. That's what I like here.
Well, the 6 does go.
And he may have played it in the side and overrolled it. And that's...
That'll do it.
You know, those touch shots like that where it's real easy to overroll it, that's what you do. You just play for the side, and then, it overrolls, and you got it still.
You've got good odds either way, yeah.
It's playing the percentages. Well, I already had some food, cold to speed. I was eating peanuts at the beginning of this match, although I might need some more. So Rabih all of a sudden is looking like he can play a little. So
I wonder if that did that video make any of the US news channels? There was a video shown over here. It's a guy who has a shed out in the garden, and he's usually pottering about in the shed doing things, maybe working with tools and stuff like that. He might be working with bits of wood and things, but he had a toolbox, just like a wooden, basically like a drawer that had bits and bobs lying in it, and he left stuff lying out on the table one day, and after 2 or 3 incidents happening, he started to wonder what the hell's going on here. He found things that were getting put into his into this little drawer, into this box lying in the desk. So he set up a camera, and this little mouse was coming out at night, and it was tidying things up and putting them into the little drawer, and putting other things in as well. So it was coming out, and just out of force of habit, it was collecting these things and putting them into the tray that he was working with. He couldn't work out how the hell this was happening. I'm just wondering whether did you get to see it yet?
That's an interesting push out. That's not a terrible push out. I mean, I actually kind of like it because none of the shots are guaranteed. There's no simple safety here.
No.
If this was me, I would probably shoot this in the side pocket. Cut it to the right.
See where he is going. He looks.
And the reason why is because you can go up side rail, end rail, back down to other end rail. You got to hit this with speed. He's going to the corner, and that's not what I would say a bad shot to shoot at, but you got to make it. I mean that was a decent push out. I mean, most players are not going to give that back, but it wasn't any kind of gimme. I mean, I don't really understand why semi-pro has so much trouble understanding push-outs because it's pretty simple. Push out to something that you're not going to be particularly thrilled about, but you're not completely screwed in case you get it back. And
now, can he go?
That's the basic idea.
Can he feather that and spin? He's going the other way.
Touchy. Well, he did get it. Wow, that's a nice shot there.
I was wondering whether he could go through the other way, but that'll work.
Very well played. So, this is looking like the only shot I see is a masse. You can masse this and hit the 4.
Look to see if there's any line anywhere to get to this 4.
Not really. I mean, if you go up in the far corner, you'd have to. I don't think there's any. I don't really like that decision because the 4 ball goes.
Yeah, he was trying to lock things up.
Yeah, the 4 ball goes.
You think it's been as long as that, Mark? You really think Steve's gone an hour without eating anything?
Oh, no, I've been eating. I had peanuts. You just didn't hear them. I was munching silently for once. And I like how he played that. See, that's the smart way to play that is to go to the end rail because You know, the line was close to the 6 ball, so that's what you do. You go to the end rail and come out. That's how you make it less speed sensitive. That's what
Yeah,
I'm saying about this guy. This guy, you know, he does so many good things, and I just keep waiting for him to start beating the crap out of people. You know, he's just got to clean up his execution.
is there an algorithm in VP4 that punishes the player for hitting the balls hard? Yes, there is, Wit, and you fall foul of it every time.
No, it's basically just hitting the balls hard is, you know, it's hard to control things. Stuff's flying all over the place. You know, bad things happen when you start blasting.
Just ask Stub.
I mean, good things can happen too, but it's just, I'll tell you the basic nature of pool and why it's difficult and why something like blasting doesn't work. Let's say you blast and you're successful 70% of the time. Well, that actually sounds pretty good. Wow, I'm successful a lot more than I'm unsuccessful. Why wouldn't I blast? And in most games, being successful 70% of the time is fantastic. The problem is in pool, when you're playing these great players that are successful 98% of the time, 70% is pretty shitty. So the issue is that you've got to figure out a way to play that you raise your success percentage as high as you can. And even if you're good at blasting and you have more positive than negative outcomes, it's still a losing proposition because 70% wouldn't be high enough.
Well, he's called a 5.
He's missed it, and boy, there's a mess down here. Let's see, but that 4-5 goes, so yeah, this table can be run out. I would just get on the 3 and then shoot the 4-5. I mean, this is actually pretty good here. You want to get pretty straight on the 3. And he didn't. Well, he'll have to come around. He's going to try to check this. I'd probably go around myself, but this will work.
Has any of you guys saw the film 12 Angry Men with Henry Fonda?
Now, he's got a nice little angle here. The reason I'm saying that is that the cue ball will come off the end rail and come back out for the 4. Oh, he's hitting this with drawing left. I don't know why he's hitting this way. I wouldn't hit it that way. The reason why he doesn't have a shot on the 4 is because of how he hit the cue ball. I would have hit that with a little top and maybe a little right English to check the cue ball a little, maybe. Or let it just roll. I wouldn't hit it with draw and left.
Now, the reason I ask you guys if you saw 12 Angry Men is I'm getting visions of that's what it's going to be like tomorrow and the rest of the week.
And that wasn't a well played safety. It wasn't an easy safety either.
Now,
well, so this is a bank shot that's pretty easy if you bank a lot. If you don't bank a lot, then you're going to come up short on this because you know the thing is you can spin this. You can put left English on this and let the cue ball go around the corner, which is what I would be doing here. I would spin this and go end rail, long rail, and out for the 6. And the left spin helps cut the ball.
Oh, around the corner now.
Well, he didn't really spin it, and he cut it plenty. He'll actually end up overcutting it. So this ball will roll where you can shoot the 6 in the corner by the where the cue ball is. You'll still have a cut angle on it, but I'd shoot this 4 past the 8 and just let it roll up. Let's see. Does it go on the other corner? It does go by the 7 too, so I mean you can roll this and come out good either way. If you're going to shoot the 6 past the 7, now he decided he decided he's not just going to roll it, and that's a good shot.
Now you've got to stun this, haven't you? Because you don't want to be heading down and bumping the 7.
You got a couple choices. You go around the corner, or I prefer going the way he just did, like that.
Good.
You got to hit that. See, he hit that with a little right English, even though it spun back a little left, is because that ball naturally picks up left English because of the cut. So you hit that with a little right to get it to come out straight. And, you know, Rabih isn't a bad player. Interchangex could dominate this match, though, if he just executes well, because he does a lot of good things and he could control the table.
Nice.
I'm a little surprised he didn't try to just stop it there.
Well, he's going to have to. He's going to either have to leave this a long cut angle on it, or he's going to have to run it.
He's going to go 3 rails. Oh, no, he's hitting us to the inside. I don't like this.
That's the thing.
I don't particularly like this. You know, I didn't like the choice on the 8. I'm not thrilled with the choice on the 9. But I think he's going to get out regardless. Yeah, I mean, he could dominate a player like Rabih if he just cleaned things up some. But by the same token, you know, if he makes enough execution mistakes, Rabih can win this because he's no slouch.
So that's 10 racks in an hour and 24 minutes.
Well, Hairpig, yeah, he's had some issues.
Do you think that was Hairpig just mentioning that for the hell of it?
Well, I mean, you know, I think everybody has to, you know, go through the process to get better, and some of us have different issues than others. You know, it's all part of the journey.
Well, 4 balls gone.
You gotta believe you can do it, and I tend to see the good in people. I know you guys think I'm overly critical, but you know, it's hard for me. You know, I'll be critical of Interchangex, but he makes so many good decisions on how to move the cue ball and the way he hits it. I just got to believe that he's way below his potential at the moment.
Well, I think this is the very good opportunity to drift away from Rabih here, the way this table's sitting.
Yeah, I mean, this is the kind of table that, you know, he should get out 98 out of 100. It's that kind of table.
Slim got through. I can't remember the score, but Slim was fairly solid today. He was keeping things very tight. There was
almost missed that.
There was too many times Fast Eddie came to the table and he was looking at the back of another ball, but not the one he was trying to hit.
This is the key shot, the shot to get on the 8. And that's good because you wanted to leave this little angle back. That's what you wanted. So you got your choice whether you're going to go forward or come back with this 8 ball. They're both fine. He'll probably go forward.
You kept it tight for the most part, Slim. You made him suffer.
Now, if you want to draw this back, the best way to hit that shot is a little right English. I'm giving you guys a secret there. See that shot where you had to hold that 9 ball? You jack up and hit that with a little right English, and it's going to come back a lot. It's gonna bite and grab and come back a lot quicker. It won't slide sideways as much.
So now Rabih is under pressure because he has to stay in touch. And now that he's got a ball, which was a 2 ball.
Yeah, and he's got a good table. He's got to figure out how to get to the 3. I think he's going to have to draw this ball hard because I don't see any. I could play for the gap. You know, let's see where that gap.
Well,
is.
He's cutting this slightly to get it into the hole, so he can stun over by the 10.
He could play for the gap. He decided to come back.
This is no good.
And that's well, he's still got a shot. I mean,
yeah, but it's one of these. You know, you're running all over the shop here.
Well, but you know, it's 3 or 4 rails to get to the 4-9 combo. You know, you're going to hit short of that 8 ball and then roll out past the 10.
Yeah, you're right there, Paul.
This is doable.
Steve does do a lot. You do a lot of grabbing and biting while we're streaming. Anything
see,
that's
I
not
mean,
tied down.
he came up a little shorter than the 8-ball than you wanted, but he's still fine. I mean,
Now, this 4-ball's going to head along towards the 8-ball. I think it has to hit this fairly firm.
yeah, you want to put
you
some
know,
speed on this because you don't want to put it on top of the 8. You're going to run into the 8 almost no matter what, but you want to bump the 8 out of the way.
I don't think he can be gentle here, because this could end
No,
up
I don't
ugly.
either. He's got to cut this 4 a fair amount. I mean, he
Yeah,
almost needs to hit this with right English or he's going to rattle it.
Oh, that's worked out very nice.
Yeah, well, I mean,
It worked out much better.
Yeah, I'm not sure he was able to cut the 4 enough to get to the 8. I'm a little surprised the 9-ball didn't rattle. That thing went down like a rabbit in a hole.
That went down like a handful of popcorn, Steve.
I'll tell you what, on a lot of tables, that shot wouldn't have gone in.
Used to keep going, doesn't want to be over the 10 like this.
Yeah, he's okay. This is
No,
stun
he's fine.
across,
Yeah, he's
come
good.
off the other long rail here.
Oh, he'd probably just roll this through and let it open out, to about there.
He could roll it, yeah.
I mean, he could end up sort of there.
I mean, if I was playing in real life, I probably wouldn't roll this, but you just don't roll as many balls in real life because it's just not as reliable. And that's perfect. Just a little dink. You want to stay short of the 7. If you don't think you can stay short of the 7, you can play position for something other than the other side pocket.
Well, one thing he has to have is the angle to get to the 8. So.
Well, I mean, he could play this in the corner.
And that's not it.
See, he had to stay short of that.
Well, it is an angle. That's the important thing. Yeah. So at least he's got an angle to fire it in and get the cue ball running.
The shot here is a lot of left English and go to the end rail and end rail. He's going to put right English on it. See, I would have hit this with left English.
Watch this jaw. He's fine. All good. And now just hit this up to the side pockets.
He's good. So he's coming through when he needs to. I mean, this has been a pretty good out. So Rabih's got some game and he's holding up pretty good. I mean, this is that wasn't the simplest out, and he got there. So it's InterchangeX's break. Let's see what he can do. Obviously, the break becomes more important.
He's going for the stop again.
And he's got a good cue ball, but he does not have a ball down. And you just wonder if that break is really the break to go with. Because it's fine. Controlling the cue ball is great, but you got to make a ball. Which is why, like in the, with 9-ball, they've gone to break box, and then they've gone to put the 9 on the spot. And everybody hits a cut break. And you sort of can control the cue ball, but not that good. But it's also easy to make the 1 ball in the side pocket. I've been practicing that break, and I probably make it 65% of the time. And I haven't practiced it for more than an hour. You watch these guys that are playing these tournaments because they're using a template rack, and they're making that 1 ball probably. The guys that really get it going are probably making it 90% of the time, which is a little ridiculous. The only saving grace is they're not really quite sure where the cue ball is going. They're hitting a pretty good cut on it. They're just trying to bring it back and forth. Comes back into the rack, might hit the 9 end. And that's not very good. So Rabih has a chance here to get within 1. This table looks pretty good here. 6 go by the 8. Yep, no problem. Yeah, there's not really any trouble on this table. The problem with real life is you're nervous and you got this shot, you could miss this. I mean, VP, you're not going to miss it. In real life, you can miss that shot if you're nervous. No, he's fine. He's going to have to hold it a little. I mean, that was kind of what was going to happen on that shot. It was going to be hard to stay above the 3, even with English.
6 ball goes.
Oh yeah, Paul. I mean, you know, if you watch, well, a couple of guys that really break well. One of them would be Pin Chung Ko. I mean, his break is just unbelievable. Raga's break is pretty good. Who was the other watch? Might have been FSR. I don't remember. Somebody else I noticed, but that Pin Chung Ko, it's like.
Yeah, this is tricky. This
almost every time.
This is tricky.
No, I played. Well, I played Efren once. I gambled with him and lost, and I played him in a tournament once. I went hill with him and lost. And I should have won. I kind of dogged his safety. It was hill. I was at the table. I had a safe that would have been a pretty lock-up safe, and I dogged it and lost. Oh, that's brutal.
That's well done.
That's brutal, getting food poisoning. They have good food in Taiwan.
No, well, he can't go forward, I don't think, unless he's trying to pinch something here.
Oh yeah, you can go forward there.
This needs to spin and bounce.
You can definitely go forward on that. He's okay. I mean, he's going to have to play the combo. I don't see much profit in trying to get on anything but the combo at this point. But, you know, it's not a difficult combo if you get good on it. The 9 and 10 are close enough that, you know, this kind of situation, you just focus on, you know, you're going to take the cue ball 3 rails and you try to focus on, you know, coming out where you're pretty straight on that 9-10. And it's mostly a speed thing. I mean, the line's easy. You're going to hit this with some English. You want to get to the end rail. You want to go long rail, end rail, long rail. Oh, well, see, that was a unwise choice. He decided to do something crazy. So if this is me, I'm putting him on this 10 ball. He's going to try to put him on a 9 ball. I like going to the 10 better, to be honest with you.
He's checking it to hold it behind the 9, just trying to kill it off that rail.
See, I didn't like that shot. And the reason why I didn't like that shot, it was going to be hard to hold it. The other shot, you could have just hit a little spinner, spun the 8 ball out of the way, and gone behind the 10. Yeah. I mean, that's the kind of thing you have to start recognizing when you're playing safe, that was going to be a hard ball to check up and hold. And the only way you learn that is just by shooting those shots and doing it. You know, Interchangex, you know, he shoots that shot enough times, and he's gonna
need to hold
figure out that that's
need
tough.
to hold out.
He's fine. Just a little low and a little left. So it's 7-6, and
don't say that, Steve.
Oh, he's not gonna miss.
Don't jinx him.
Oh God!
There you go, the old commentator's curse.
I'll tell you what. If I did that in real life and missed that shot in that situation, I might go shoot myself. I mean, I'd be suicidal if I missed that ball.
I'll tell you something else, by the way. Interchangex is going to do well to actually spin this off the rail and cut that 9 in where it's
sitting. It's a little touchy.
Yeah, I told you, you know, he's going to hit that knuckle, and he's maybe going to get away with it again.
No, this is sitting better this time. This shot's a lot easier than the one he had. He'll spin this off the rail and make this. I mean, it's still not a gimme, but this is a lot easier than the one Interchangex had.
This is third chance to win this rack for Rabih, and he doesn't want to throw this away.
He's got to get up on top of this ball. This is more of a get on top of it than cut it, because you want to hit it into the channel. Oh, this is how you follow it in. Oh, he got it to go in. Yeah, I mean, you hit that 9 ball solid, and that cue ball is following it right in the hole.
Right, quick look at the angle. You see the angle, you play the shot. Now he's had 2 looks at it. That always worries me. That's the 3rd look at it. That worries me even more.
Yeah. Well, you saw him just dog the 9 ball, and that wasn't a particularly hard shot. So.
And then it goes.
And yep.
So difference now is Rabih's breaking. So this to try and square the match. Now,
see, that's frustrating if you're Interchangex, because you play the bad safety, and then the guy gets lucky on you and leaves you tough. And you hit a pretty good shot and it doesn't go in. You end up losing the rack.
And Rabih's had the 3 ball. Now 1 ball. 1-7 combo. Because I think it's.
Yeah, you got to figure out how to get a shot on the 1, because the 10 is going to want to block the cue ball. So I would stop this and hit this with some pace. I would not roll forward. I would shoot a stop shot on the 1 and hit it with pace. The problem with rolling forward is if you hit it far enough to get past the 10, the 1 ball is probably going to go over by the 9. Or you could just miss it. Yeah, I mean, as soon as I saw him queuing up on top of it, I knew that something was going to go wrong. I wasn't expecting to miss the ball, but...
Good table now for Interchangex.
Well, that may be true, Paul. I'm not sure that I can disagree with that statement.
I'm trying to find where the problem might be. Well, again, the problem's the 7 ball and how you finish on it. Again, you don't want to be having to take the 7 ball and hitting the 9, especially when you've still got the 8 ball to go.
I think the problem is Interchangex shoots most of the shots really well, and then there's one that he doesn't. And that's the hard thing about pool is, 90% success rate in pool is not very good. If you're a 90%er in pool, you're going to lose a lot. You can beat a lot of guys at 90%, but you can't beat good players at 90%. You've got to have a higher batting average than that. And, if you think about it, to run out 9 balls, okay, that's if you're 90%, your chance of running out 9 balls is not very good. What does that end up being, like 15 or 12% or something? It's not going to be good.
Well, that final match that Ronnie played Ali Carter yesterday, that was the best of 19 frames, and I'm sure Ronnie O'Sullivan's pot percentage was like 94%.
Oh, yeah. Now this is a little tricky here.
See, this is a problem.
Well, you got to decide what you're going to do. Are you going to try to draw this and spin it with right English, or are you just going to double kiss it?
Well, he's come up good.
I don't know where he's trying to get, but that was very under controlled, which I liked. And he's got a good shot on the 8.
This time he got a nice roll, so that could have went funny.
Well, he might have been playing that, he played it nice and controlled, which to me indicates that he might be actually trying to do that double kiss and knock it over there. I mean, you can predict that stuff. As a matter of fact, I don't know if you guys ever seen the double kiss bank, but it's a shot that you shoot in one pocket with a ball up table. You double kiss bank it to your pocket. And it's a pretty cool shot. And it actually comes up a fair amount.
So Rabih had himself within touching distance. Now he's going to have to do it again.
Is he going to get a ball down? 2 ball? Yes.
Yeah.
And that's the 4 railer on the 2 ball shot.
Well, that's another good table.
The 2 and 3 will go 4 rails a lot and go in the pocket. Better the rack is, more chance got of it. And this is a good table. So
you read that chat, Steve? Finally, one pocket mentioned.
Yeah, well, it took a while.
There's one
but it was
thing
a double kiss bank that reminded me of that double kiss bank shot. This shot's a little touchy. You can get out of control with this. And he decides to play it very safe way. So if this is me, I'm trying to bump the 8. Shoot this with just a touch stun run, and you're trying to hit the 8 pretty full. If you don't hit it full, you could hook yourself in the 9 or go someplace bad. He looks like he's high on this, which I don't like. Sure, he's going to hit the top side of the 8. Okay, now he's going low, and now he looks like he's too low. Maybe he's trying to go to the side rail.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, he tried to go to the side rail instead of bumping the 8, which, you know, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with doing that, except you got to make the ball.
Now, if you're Rabih, what do you do here? I mean, you can't bank it.
Well,
how do you get distance? Do you try and cut it? Do you try and cut it in between the 8 and 9?
I would usually try to thin the right side of the 4 and bring it down behind the 10 and 8. And if you hit a little thick, maybe the 5. He looks like he may try to move this. I don't like that shot.
That's not going to work, I don't think, unless it keeps opening.
I would have been on the other side of the forest and cutting it.
No, he hasn't.
Depending on what you want to do, you could spin it up or put no English on it. It's actually easier to spin that shot to hit it thin.
Interchangex.
Which I know doesn't make sense.
He's going to get out now, surely.
I told you that story about my friend who was, you know, I mean, he was a good player. He's a run-out player. He was a solid player.
Now,
and I told him that shot's easier to hit with spin. No, it's not. Yeah, it is. So he goes, here, set up, shoot it. I shot it, hooked, shot it, hooked, shot it, hooked. After about 6 times in a row, he was like, oh, let me try that. But it's counterintuitive to think that spinning that ball makes it easier to hit the object ball thin.
Well, that result that's on the screen there, that's the other match that was on tonight. Now, that other match was supposed to start at 8:30 the hour. Needless to say, Quagmire's gone AWOL. Sorry, not Quagmire. Linus.
All 3 of us are like, are we up to 3? Are we up to 3 people that like one pocket?
What about Capo? Capo likes a bang at one pocket. I've noticed him playing a bit of it. I haven't watched him playing it, but I'm guessing how he plays it.
All right. Well, I mean, Interchangex played that rack pretty well, but he made the one mistake of missing that 4 ball, which, you know, he kind of cinched the 3. He was trying to play a real delicate shot on the 3. The 3 was a little tricky. And, well, you're going to get a lot of 5 here, so it's going to go to the side rail. I'm probably shooting this ball. You could try to play safe on it. I would probably shoot this every time.
What's wrong with the push out? And
I wouldn't push out. I would have shot it. I'll tell you something about those balls that are close. The reason people have problems with them is purely visual. Because from a geometry point of view, those close balls, the target is huge. I mean, you can miss your aim line by a mile and still make the ball. The problem is all visual. Oh boy, he didn't want to bump that. Well, let's see here. Yeah, this is tough. This is tough. See what he decides to do here. I mean, the ball can be made. You can try to run it at the 6. Hitting us with inside isn't really a good option. Boy, and with the 8 ball there, this is not a good situation. I don't know what he's going to do. I might try to play safe just by thinning the 3 and trying to bring the cue ball down to the rail by the 10. You know, little inside English, not even try to make it, just try to bump the 3 over and bring the cue ball down and set on the rail past the side pocket and use the 10 and 9 to hook. Because that was ugly situation. Okay, well, we'll take what we can get here, Pig. If you say you like one pocket, we'll count you. Because we need all the one pocket players we can get.
Well, it's now -3 here at the moment.
Oh boy. It's -3C though.
Yeah.
That's a lot different than -3F. -3F's like -31C. When I said it was -3 for the football game, or it actually ended up being -5, I think. That's like -33C. That's pretty freaking cold. Yeah. See, I like the way he played that. See, that's the kind of thing I'm talking about with this guy. That was well played. You know, it's just a simple little shot in the pocket, but it just amazes me how much trouble people have with that shot. He's underhit this a touch, but he's fine. This is just a little spinner with left English. He could have used a little more left English, but he's okay. I think he'll go 3 rails and shoot the 8 in the side. Three rails, 2 rails, I mean. 2 rails, you only need 2 there. And that's perfect. This shot I would go forward with. He's not gonna. I would have gone forward on that shot, just because it's easier to control the cue ball. Anytime you can go forward on that kind of situation, better. And you know, he plays that shot like it's nothing, which you know it is if you're a good player and you're used to playing that shot. But a lot of players have trouble with that shot.
Well,
and that was well done.
I'm just looking at my forecast for tomorrow morning at the hours of 9 o'clock, between the hours of 9 and 11. And
-3 is 19?
You know,
oh, yeah. Okay, I multiplied wrong because it's 5 9s.
We've got a 90% chance of snow tomorrow. That's pretty good odds that you're going to get some.
Yeah, and that's pretty freaking cold, Slim. Well, you're in Minnesota. That's, you know, that's the way Minnesota is. I mean, that's not a really cold day in Minnesota. It's a cold day, but it gets a lot colder than that there, especially if you live up like in Fargo or someplace like that.
Yeah, but if it's -3 and there's a 30-mile-an-hour wind blowing, it's bloody cold.
It's not a terrible push out. I mean, you can shoot the bank here. There are some safeties here. You know, if you can get the speed right, you can use a 2, 3, and 8 ball to try to get the hook. It's the offensive play is to shoot the banks. The defensive play is to play for the snooker. Oh, you could see it. I didn't think you could see that. Wow. He pushed out the shot you could see.
Well, let's just run it all the way forward. I mean, I don't know that the angle's great for...
I'd probably stun it back and shoot the 3 in the side.
See whether he can get it off that rail. Yeah.
You can go forward. If you're going to go forward, you got to go at least 2 rails. What he decided to do. And yeah, now he's kind of funny. So this is one you got to wham. I mean, unless you're going to take the big cut on the 4, otherwise you wham this. He's looking like he wants to go forward, and that's a rough way to go on this. I would not go forward. I'd just either accept the thin cut or I'd try to wham this across. Just put a little right English on it, which, you know, that's sort of a good bad
the cue
thing.
ball.
Oh. I think he's steady hooked. Yep, he's steady hooked.
Yeah.
And you know, I mean, he hit it pretty good. You go, well, that's a bad roll. Yeah, but you know, if you would have gotten better on the 3, he wouldn't have had that kind of shot where he's going to end up here. Pretty good attempt. Didn't go down, but that was a nice attempt there.
He might have got away with this, has he?
No. There's no good in the way when the cue ball is that close to the 4 ball. You just got to decide, what you're going to do here with it. I mean, you can shoot this. You can back cut it into the corner pocket if you want. And you got a pretty good line. If you back cut in the corner pocket, you're going long rail, end rail, long rail. You're going 4 rails. That's probably a better choice. You tried to play safe. Didn't get there, but, this shot, I would try to go 4 rails and put them on the back of the 7. You take the 4 directly into the 8, so the 4 sits there and go through the corner to the long rail and behind the 7. Because the English on it, when it comes off that long rail and hits the end rail, the English is going to kill it and make it come straight out at the 7. This is actually a shot that you'll see good players shoot the shot quite a bit in this situation. It's recognizing that shot is there.
Well, he's not even hit the ball.
Yeah. See, you didn't need to hit that thin because you've got it against the 8. You just have to cut the 4 ball at the angle so it's going straight into the 8.
Now we know where he's going to be stuck in a minute. This is a wee bit touchy just to make sure he doesn't bring the 4 into play.
Touchy.
Yeah, he's nailed it.
That's a good shot.
That was
well played. The way Interchangex plays, he's got a very natural feel for how to move the cue ball. I mean, because he shoots those kind of shots like they're no problem, and they're harder than he made it look. I mean, he didn't take any time at all and just kind of hit it, and that was really good. So we may see a 3 foul here. You never know. I mean, would I try to 3 foul with this table? Probably not, just because the table's sitting so good. I mean, the 7 to the 8's kind of tough. That's the only reason why you might consider it. And it's a moot point because he hit the 4. Yeah, Bedhead, I agree. You talk about cutting back that 4 ball, and the reason why I would have shot it is the cue ball path was just about automatic that it was going to go those 4 rails and get good on the 5. I mean, that's what you got to consider if you're going to shoot a shot when you're hitting it with a lot of speed is what's the path of the cue ball and how natural is it. And in that case, it was really good. Let's see if he decides to bump this ball or just says, no, I'm not going to do it. I might bump it here just because, well, I might make the 6 ball too.
All his focus was on getting the bump and getting the bump right and forgot about the 6.
That's the worst thing you can do because now you've made the table easy and sold out.
Or has he?
Yeah. I mean, the 8 to 10 was one of those shots that, if you get on the 8 right, it's pretty easy. But if you get a little funny on it, then all of a sudden it's really hard.
Yeah, you can get there. Although he's not going tight to the 10. He needs to go a bit further to the right in my eyes.
Now let's see what he decides to do here. I mean, oh, I don't like that. That's terrible. I mean, that's not where you want to be shooting the
not considering where the 8 ball is. So he's going to have to run that. He's going to have to slam this in and run it 3, 4 rails.
You don't have to slam it. You can bank the 7.
Well,
a stun bank.
I think he'll.
In this situation, on a real table, I'd be tempted to bank the 7.
Here we go.
If it had tight pockets, I'd bank it for sure.
All round the houses.
Yeah, I mean, this is doable at this angle with these pockets. He can get around.
1, 2, 3.
And he's gonna do it.
4, and just a roll in and a 10 up the table. Or down the table, depending how you're looking at it.
Scratch and sniff.
That's a good bit of advice what to not to do with your asshole.
Hairpig, you're probably not old enough to remember the John Waters film that was in Smell-O-Vision. You went in the theater and they gave you this little card with like 10 different squares on it, each one numbered. And during the movie for a scene, they'd flash the number up and you'd scratch it and sniff it. and it was in smell-o-vision.
Yeah,
And, you know, some of the smells weren't particularly wonderful.
yeah, that never caught on.
No. But it was, you know, it was a novel concept.
So Rabih's
No,
back
it
to
wasn't
within
Pink
3.
Flamingos. But it had the same woman in it. What the hell was her name? Divine or D something or other. It had the same woman from Pink Flamingos in the Smell-o-vision movie. But it wasn't Pink Flamingos. It was one that came after that.
I think Aroma Vision would have been a better title for it.
But if you guys haven't seen Pink Flamingos, it's a classic in some ways.
Never heard of it.
Not in the way Hugh's thinking about it. Wouldn't be Hugh's description of a classic. Yeah, Divine, yeah. Drag Legend. She was in this other one too.
That'll do it. That will do it.
Yeah, so this is an interesting kick because you can kick and get them on that. I try to kick the 1 pretty full and then have the cue ball hit the 10 and slow it down. You get the 3, 5 to hold it. So you're kicking the 1 into the long rail just short of the corner pocket. If you don't want a lot of speed, you want enough speed to get it, you know, long rail and then maybe end rail. You got to hit this pretty full. I would, of course, call it just in case you make it. He's calling the side. See, that's the wrong way to go. And the reason why I say that is because it's a lot harder to get safe. Can you get safe? Well, can you hit it? So let's see what kind of decisions he decides to make here. I like that. Roll forward, and I like taking it to the long rail. I would have taken the long rail and shot the 3 in the side, but this is probably okay. Gentle bump on the 9 ball. And that's why I had to be gentle. Yeah. See, I when I had ball in hand, I would have gone to the rail and shot the 3 in the side. It's just more guaranteed. That's not good. He need to leave himself an angle back on the 5. That's no good. So now he's got to come back. I mean, he'll probably get away with it, but you know, that's a kind of cue ball mistake. When you've got that kind of simple shot, where the ball's sitting right in front of the pocket, it's a little bit of a sin to end up getting straight in on that 5 ball.
Well, we've now been at it for just about a minute short of 2 hours. Yeah, 90 minutes, isn't it? Yeah, 7:30 it started. What am I talking about?
Well, Bedhead, I'm not sure you're really missing anything, but they're different if you want to see something different. The disgust factor is pretty high in Pink Flamingos. Let's see what he does here. You can either hit a little spinner or you can hit it, come off the rail and come out. He's going to do neither, just roll up, and that's fine too. That's probably the best option. So it's now 11-7, and now Interchangex has a chance to turn this into a blowout. He gets a break and run here, and he's not well on his way to it. 8 ball doesn't go, and is a 3 ball going to go? Oh,
6
the
is
6 ball
gone.
went. So he's got 2 balls in. He made the 9 too. So this shot's a little tricky. You got to spin this past the 2 ball, come off the rail. If you happen to hit the 4, that's okay. You know, the 4 is not in a great spot anyways. Yeah, that's what you didn't want to do, but he got away with it. I would have tried to spin past that, but he got away with it. He might have even been trying to do that. If he's trying to do that, more power to him. Oh, that's terrible. Boy, now that's just careless there. And that was bad.
This end.
Play safe, which is what you have to, but he should never had to play safe there. That was careless. You could have got that 2 to sit in front of the pocket. And you could get locked up here. I mean, it's possible to if you hit the 2 right, it's possible the cue ball comes back right behind the 10. The thing is, you can't hit this easy, or you could foul. You have to hit this with enough speed to get the 2 down table, because if you hit it easy, you could foul.
There should be. You're talking about in the middle of the short rails on the middle diamond. There should be another 2 pockets.
That's a foul and a scratch. Oh, he didn't scratch, but that's a foul.
I've already seen 2 girls, 1 cup. Purely as an investigatory thing.
Hugh's favorite movie is Train Spotting.
I've never seen Train Spotting. I've never seen it.
How can you not see Train Spotting?
Because I don't watch any films from. I think the last.
Good speed there.
I don't really watch a lot of films at all.
Now this is a key moment, getting on the 7 ball right. You're better off getting on the 7 where you have to go all the way up table and down than getting wrong on this. This is like kind of decision time of where you want to be. And that's good enough.
Larry
that's
says,
real good.
Larry says Buffalo Football Stadium has more snow than people in the stands. Well, the people have got the right idea.
It snowed a lot the other day. Yeah, they were supposed to play on Saturday. Now they're playing today, which was kind of good because instead of going, what was it, 3-2-1 on the games, it was 2-2-2. And Rabih is now down by 5, and it's beginning to look like it could turn into a blowout.
Yeah, this is. Look at that cue ball.
Well, yeah, Rabih, he's been popping it up pretty high, and that one just got away.
That was big amp.
He got the butt jacked up a little too high. So this is a nice little table because, really the key is getting on this 4 ball good. And with ball in hand, that should not be hard to do. Whoa ball, whoa ball, whoa ball. Boy, he tried to screw it up. But he's good now.
When Blind Hog was in the stream the other day, I was into my little animals thing in voice mode, and I couldn't see that I had a pig. I was sure I had a pig. Eventually found it.
So you just want to accept the cut on the 6 here. You're going to go back and forth. This is where you just accept the cut. You don't try to get perfect.
Now, let's have a look at this.
Now you got to decide whether they're coming above or below the 7 ball.
Yeah.
He looks like he's going above. He might be trying to go between the 8 and the pocket.
Well, he's avoided a scratch.
Pocket.
Right, now this 8 ball.
Now he's good. The 8 ball goes. He just needs to get pretty straight on it so it's easy and he can roll it.
Is he going to try and get in the middle of these 2, or is he going to try and come? Yes, he is.
Well, he's going in the middle. He didn't need to do that, but, it was natural for him to, and that's well done. Yeah, he makes good choices with the cue ball.
Right, see you later, Vertical Liquid. I don't know if that's a euphemism. Maybe you other American guys can explain it to me. But he says he's got to put a horse in the barn.
Well, that's what you do with your horse at night. You put it in the barn. You don't leave it out in the snow. That's what you do with horses. You put them in the barn at night.
I don't live in cowboy country, so I've never had a horse.
Well, now it's 13-7, and yeah, I like the choices he makes with the cue ball. Once in a while, I see one I don't like, but for the most part, he makes good choices. He
Well,
just needs to clean up the execution.
you know how you guys will get euphemisms for something. I mean, the first time I'd heard the phrase, it was in Shawshank Redemption, where when what do you call him when oh, what the hell's his name? Duchesne was in the governor's office, and he had that box of records, and he decided to put the classical music on when all the crowd were out, when all the guys were out in the yard, and the prison guard says, "I've got to pinch a loaf when you get this tidied up." Well, I didn't know that was a euphemism for taking a dump. And then he locks him in the toilet while he's playing the music. I'd never heard that phrase.
You didn't know about pinching a loaf?
I never knew about pinching a loaf. No, that was not a term that we've used over here. But phrases like that in movies stick in my memory. I mean, that's been logged away for years.
Well, he hit it, but it didn't do him any good because this is looking like another rack that's going to get run out.
I watched a fair few episodes of Bonanza, yeah. Dan Blocker died early, so he did.
Now, watch how he hits this. See how he's putting a lot of English on that? I would have maybe even put more. You know, you don't have to draw that shot. So he's either got to go 3 rails or, you know, come pretty close to the 7. 3 rails is probably a better choice.
Well, I think the full phrase, Larry, is
that's very well done.
Bob's your uncle and Fanny's your aunt, which basically means that's you sorted out. That's, you know, job done. Bob's your uncle and Fanny's your aunt.
Interchangex looks pretty comfortable. His cue ball is really good.
Well, he certainly settled into the match and did.
Well, I think that's the key for him because, you know, when he's comfortable, he plays really well. I would probably try to hit the 10 here myself.
Lon Green, Dan Blocker, and Little House in the Prairie, Michael Landon. That was the 3 principal characters. There was the other brother, I can't remember his name.
And he'll spin this 2 rails.
Although I'm pretty certain he wore a syrup.
And it's now 14-7.
Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. Was it Pernell Roberts? Was that his name, Larry? Yeah, he was the one that I had lay good odds he wore a syrup along with Lon Green. I think his was a bit of a dodgy rug that he had on as well. I think that was dry. Did something go? I never noticed. Oh yeah, 2 balls gone.
Let's see what he decides to do here. I mean, there's not really any good shot. 3 rails is not good with that 10 there. You'd have to go behind the 10.
This is
Efren would try that.
This is
no good.
This is teach your Americans Scottish now.
This is you thin the 1 with left English, come off the rail, make the 5, take the 1 ball into the. Oh, does the 1 go? Oh, he's playing off the 8 ball. Well done. He's got the combo is this combo is harder than it looks. You got to really cut this. You know, that was probably a smart play other than the fact. Well, I don't think he can kick combo this. He's going the other way, and This is kind of touchy here. Yeah.
Oh, well.
And the 5 ball's going down here. He'll be calling the 5. The trick here is figuring out how to get on the 3. So
Steve's doing his best to ignore me. Yeah, teach your American friends Scottish words. So, Steve, you're working with a piece of wood in the workshop, and you get a little bit of wood stuck under your skin and your thumb. What do you call it?
it's a splinter.
Yeah, of course you would call it a splinter, but we would call it a skelf. A skelf. SKELF.
That sounds like a bad golf shot.
Yeah. A skelf there. So that's you learned another word.
Well, I think he'll just hit a little left and come back straight up. Yeah.
Now, if you had somebody in the commentary booth with you that was doing silly things and making noises, what would you call them?
Hugh.
No, you would call them an idiot. Whereas in the time that we've been here, you would call me a numpty. You see, there, Hairpig jump. See, Hairpig's on. He's in my way of thinking. He's got the train of thought. See, I've taught you numpty.
Well, everybody here knows numpty now. I mean, that's. I even say numpty to my friends here now, and they look at me like, huh?
I'd love to be a fly in the wall when you say that to somebody.
Boy, he drew that back. I'm not sure why. He's a little funny now. 7. And he's going to have to draw this back. Or no, he can go forward. I'd always go forward on the shot myself. VP people like to draw this, but I would go forward.
Loads of running. Good angle. Nice little dink in and let the cue ball run out again upright. Yeah. Don't scratch the side.
I would always hit the shot with a little bit of right English. Not much, just a teeny bit. $15-7, and you know, Interchangex is really playing well. He's looking like I think he should look all the time. Once he got in this mode where he's comfortable, he's running out almost every time.
Now, what did Bedhead predict early on, though, Steve? Excuse me, was it 14.5 or 17.5 or something?
He said 17.5, yeah. Obviously, he's been playing some VP with Interchangex because I don't think anybody thought it was going to be that one side. It's not, but it's getting close. Pushing the boat out too far. What does that mean?
Oh, you never heard of that phrase, Steve?
No.
Well, if you take on a shot that you shouldn't really be taking on, you're pushing the boat out.
You mean like you've got a rowboat boat and you're 20 miles offshore in the North Sea? Is that what you're saying?
You're just pushing the boat out too far. Yeah, taking a risk.
Exactly what I just said. You got a rowboat out in the North Sea. Actually, a rowboat, if you were 50 yards offshore in the North Sea, you're already in trouble. Well, let's see what he does here. He's playing the 8 like a rail. You can come off this 8 ball and spin up for the 3.
Scratching the side almost.
Well, he put the wrong English on it. He put right English on it. You need to be left English. Come off that 8, hit the rail, and spin up table for the 3. He had the wrong English.
Well, I think you get the bonus of the 8 ball there. So this should be good enough to get on to the 4.
There's no bonus unless you run out. It's good enough to scratch in the corner pocket, too.
Well, again, he can take evasive action here with that.
He's putting some English on it, so he's not going to scratch.
Just makes it a wee bit trickier, like that.
Well,
he is going to scratch anyway, Stevie.
he hit the 3, so I think he managed to scratch.
Yeah.
So let's see how he decides to play this. I'm probably doing what he's doing right now, following this.
Now, there's a guy I miss Sid, because he brought drama and excitement to the darts, so he did. And he was a writer, and he was very good with his vocabulary. Sid
This is the
Waddell.
loop. This is the loop-de-loop shot. This is where you hit this with top and loop it around to the long rail. That's what Efren would do here. He didn't loop-de-loop it. Minor loopage.
Well, he's good now. Nice angle in the 6 will get the job done pretty much.
Yeah, I would be leaving more angle on the 6. So I probably would have gone to the other side of it and just gone 3 rails to the 7.
This is
See, I
fine
don't like
because
this.
you're pinching
No,
this a wee bit into the right side of the pocket.
I would let the cue ball run over so I could cut the 6 to the left and gone 3 rails. That's
He's
just
coming
a much more natural shot.
He's running it 3 rails. I thought he was going to pinch a wee angle there.
Yeah. Well, he got away with it, but that was a lot harder than if you would have let the cue ball come over more and got himself some angle. And the way he was on the 5, he actually had to hold the cue ball to get there. I mean, if you would have just hit it and let it roll, he would have been on a much better angle. And that's a recognition thing, recognizing, the easy way to get from the 6 to the 7, and he didn't that time.
He needs to hold up.
No, he's fine.
It's gone to that funny area again. I keep telling you guys.
I take this shot all day in real life. If you miss this shot in real life, all the Filipinos are going to be laughing at you. And I'm serious. Ask Paul. They'll laugh at you if you miss the money ball like that.
Well, he's on the hill. Rabih breaking probably for the last time in the match.
Well, you never know. I mean, you never know what's going to happen. Why, did he get a ball down? I don't think he got a ball down. Nope. So he'll come across and shoot this 2 in the side pocket. It's important that you get on the correct side of this. You want to be pretty straight in. I mean, this is pretty much just a speed shot. It's got to go. Go, 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 go. All right, he's good. Yep, nice shot. And that was the key there because you get on that too good and then, the table's pretty easy. I don't particularly like this angle because you can drop back in the side pocket.
Watch the cue
forced
ball.
it over. Yeah, and it's easy to get out of control. That was all caused by the angle on the 3 ball. Now he's a little funny on the 4, and he needs to go between the 7 and 8 and come off the end rail. If he tries to control the speed on this, the only chance besides coming off the rail is running into the 7. That was not a good shot. That was not. That was not a good shot though. You didn't want to hit that 8. He wanted to go between the 7 and the 8 or run into the 7.
Well,
he's gonna duck. But that's the thing about pool is that as long as you make the ball, you can always duck. And so you really haven't made a mistake in my mind until you missed the ball or played a bad save.
Well, he's going to have to check this up with the left English here if he's trying to get to the 5 inside the 6. Well, that's a great effort.
Yeah, well, he didn't check it up. So I predict he's going to be on the 9 ball here. Well, does he have enough 5? Maybe he doesn't have enough 5 ball. He might shoot this. If he had enough 5 ball, he'd put him on the 9. I don't know that he does. He may be able to. Yeah, see, he didn't have enough 5 ball because the idea there is you're going to move the 5 ball down table and put him on the 9. But this isn't terrible. The problem with this is a free shot. You bank this and play it with the speed, or you're using the 9 ball and the 6 ball as blockers if you miss it. So this is kind of a free shot here. Well, he hit it completely the wrong speed, completely too thick.
Well, that might be it, Rabih. That might be it all over.
So this shot, you got to come back and get outside the 9 ball. This shot's a little tricky. You know, the 10 ball can hook you. Can you go forward? Yeah, I think forward's probably better. You gotta really crank it so you get past the 9. And he didn't really crank it. See, that's what you didn't want to do. You had to get past the 9, and he didn't even get past the 6.
He's fine.
But he's okay.
Job
Yeah,
is
he came out
done.
good.
Well, we'll look and see who InterchangeX's next match is. I would think it won't be a. Well, it's going to crank up now. It's going to get tough.
Yeah, well, what I'm interested in seeing is can Interchangex bring this game against one of the better players? Because he's got the game.
Yeah, well,
he's got the game to go very deep in this tournament.
Bedhead and Vinces are going to be fighting to see who plays him, so that'll be interesting. So well done to Interchangex.
He plays good enough to beat both those guys if he can show up and actually make his game work.
Where are we? Wrong one. Let's have a look. So the schedule now shows that we've got Albinario and Matt tomorrow night at 7 p.m. GMT, 2 Eastern. Likewise with Stubb and Tommy. Then there's the Bedhead Vinces match on Wednesday afternoon. I won't be there for that. And then Cobra and Spectre Dawn next Sunday at 6:30. So that's the matches that are left. So let's look.
So I'm gonna make all of those except for Vince and Bedhead. I'm not gonna make that.
Right. So deadline date is the 22nd of January. So that's another 6 days away or so. Eric and Fantastic Mr. Fox. Oh, by the way, Steve, have a look at the proposal sent. Jose was sending me a message there earlier that he'd sent a number of proposals. However many, I don't know, but he's had nothing from Woody.
Now, and remind me, I got some news that you guys want to hear, so remind me to tell you that after I look at this.
I hope it's worth telling us, by the way. Eric and Fantastic Mr. Fox, they've to play to see who plays Paul in round 4, and then we've got
Linus, Quagmire.
I'll be out.
So did that Quagmire Linus match get cancelled?
Linus didn't show.
Okay. Woody.
Jose's still worrying about whether he'll go through or not. I told him, I said, don't worry, you've been sending the proposals. Woody said no response, so Jose will go through. So then we've got Cobra or Spectre Dawn is going to play either Albie or Matt.
I don't think Woody hasn't responded to either proposal, and he forfeited his first match, so I'm thinking Woody is not going to be there.
That ain't happening, so Jose will go through. Right, Tommy and Stubb, the winner of that, will play Acero, and that'll be a good match. And then further down, the outcome of Vinces and Bedhead. Interchangex is now waiting on that.
And that should be a good match. All those matches, I mean, we've got more good matches in this tournament. I think since I fixed the brackets, we're actually getting more good matches because the good players aren't always meeting each other so soon.
Yeah, well, one loss side is eventually going to take shape. Bill's waiting.
Where's Larry? Is Larry still here? You're at the bottom of the bracket, Larry.
Yeah, that's a bit of change in the landscape for Larry.
Help you, and he had to play Acero.
He's usually up top looking down. Right, so that's that. Right, so Steve's going to tell us some news.
Okay, so I've been working on the rotation, trying to get it so that we can play rotation without having to call every shot explicitly. And at this point, I think it works. I need to do a little more testing, and then I'll put it up where you guys can test it. I think I'm going to need to tweak the interface because I think we're going to need that option in there because I don't think we want to turn that on by default, but we it's a weird option because it's not turning off call shot. Because turning off call shot means you don't have to call the shot, and that's not true. You do have to call the shot.
Well, Slim's talking about Honolulu, thinking that you're talking about Honolulu.
I am talking about Honolulu. What did I say?
You said rotation.
Oh, okay. No, I meant Honolulu. So the issue is turning off the forced call, because right now in Honolulu it forces you to call every single shot explicitly. So I put an option in so you can turn that off. It's still a call shot game. Whether or not you need to call it is going to be up to the player. I mean, I will say this: if obviously, you're going to bank or kick a ball and stuff, it may look pretty obvious. But let's say you get in a situation where you're playing a carom or a billiard. Let's say you play a billiard. So you hit the cue ball into a ball and you go over and make the ball. But the ball that you hit first then banks.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's where, there's, well, which one was he playing? So, I think.
Well, the golden rule is you still must call combos and banks.
No. Because why did I take out forced call then? Because in everything's a combo, a bank, or a carom. That's why Honolulu was always force the player to call it explicitly.
Mm-hmm. But if you take it out of the game and a player's going to play some sort of combo,
no, that every single shot's like that, Hugh. It's not because you're playing a combo.
No, I know that.
I think one time to explicitly call it is when the shot isn't clear, or gee, this ball could bank in when I'm playing this billiard.
Well, that's what I was saying. So then you call it. I mean, but you're trying to make the game so that you don't have the automatic call in every shot. I would accept that, but most of the guys that are playing in the tournaments regular enough, including the people watching, would understand that part about.
And I'll say this right now: times are going to come up where somebody doesn't realize that they were going to actually bank this ball when they're playing a billiard or something.
Yeah.
And in those situations, it's going to be up to the player to be honest and say whether it's a missed call or not. And I think our players are honest enough that we can do that. Might there be an argument or two? Possibly. Yeah. But it's just, Robert says call the ball being pocketed. If we were doing that, then we wouldn't play a Honolulu tournament, because I think it is a big deal to call every shot. Think about the stream. You're going to have to, every single time somebody shoots, they're going to have to call a shot. Think about what nobody's going to want to watch that. And honestly, I think that's just, think about it. You're going to be playing a significant length race in this.
Yeah, here's something very novel, Steve, right? You're playing in a tournament, right? And I've done it plenty of times myself when I've played.
Call it on Discord or call it in chat.
Yeah, you just type in it, 8 ball corner pocket. You've called it, it's written in black and white. Yeah. You can't argue with that. So that's the simplest way to remedy it.
You might not even need to call the pocket. You can just call the ball. I mean, that kind of gets rid of 99% of the issues.
So if it's a bank carom instead of a bank, but in the correct pocket, it's a missed call.
It's a bank carom instead of a bank.
No, well, what Steve was saying.
Well, there's no such thing as a bank carom. That's not a legal shot in Honolulu, and the game will still identify illegal shots. So if you shot that, whether you call it or not, the game's going to say illegal shot, because there's no such thing as a bank carom.
Well, hang on a minute. Let me get my head around this. When you go back to the way you were explaining that first scenario there, is that not what Bedhead's talking about? Where you're trying to cut a ball into a corner pocket and you carom into another ball which goes into the other side pocket. That's a bank carom. What one are you calling?
I was talking about making two balls where both of them are legal shots in Honolulu.
Yeah.
Because if you make 2 shots and both of them are legal, you're obviously we're only shooting 1. So
Yeah, but
that's the situation where, it's more in doubt. I think, are there going to be shots where, you probably should call it just because it's not that obvious? Yeah. But I think that's going to be the minority of it,
Yeah, but if you're a seasoned enough player in this game, and you're playing a particular shot that might be ending up like that, then the little voice in your head says, call the ball you're playing and call the pocket, and whatever happens to the other ball doesn't matter.
I think it'll work. I mean, it just seems to me that calling the shot every time that's why we haven't done Honolulu.
If you've got a bunch of guys that all play each another regular enough in these tournaments, then they're going to be common sense and they're going to play honestly. As for Stubbin and Rossi, then that's another story, and I'll let you deal with that, Steve.
Yeah, well, I will. I mean, El Rossi doesn't play good enough to get anywhere anyways, and Stubb, he's already on a short leash.
See, look at it. I mean, can you imagine Stubb in this Honolulu tour? He's going to be smashing balls all over the shop. Things will be getting in left, right, and centre, and he'll be calling something completely different. And then there'll be arguments. Oh, I can see that coming.
But when you start seeing blasting, I mean, that's pretty obvious. If you're going to blast something, you should be calling the shot.
Or here's an easier suggestion, according to One Pocket Slim. That's right up. That's in Steve's ballpark area. Cancel the whole bloody idea and set a One Pocket with 3 people in it.
All 3 of you guys will have a blast playing the One Pocket World Championship.
Steve will make up the foursome. Right. I've got an appointment tomorrow. I'm going for a coffee. I'll be here for all the other matches except one, as far as I can see. And I hope you can join us, guys. If you can't, remember they're all on YouTube. They'll be on the playlist if you want to have a look at them. Don't forget also that the leagues are going to start on Saturday, which will be noon Eastern, 5 p.m. GMT. I'll be there for that. I'm not playing, thank God. And I hope everybody turns up. And with that, unless Steve's got anything else to say, I am heading south. Right, guys.
Good night, guys. Thanks
for your company. Thanks for Steve joining us, and I'll see you again soon. So, very good night to you. See you later.
Later.
Bye.
Tonight is strategic. You can't give the enemy a break. Send them to hell.
Good night, ladies.